Hey, we're live. Hey guys, welcome to the Sunday night webinar. This is 100cryptoacademy.com and we go live. We're beaming out live to the cyberspace, to the internet. So, hope you guys are doing well. And we do this every Sunday. So, if you want some more information, go to 100xcryptoacademy.com. Get into our Discord and have a chat. So, yeah, we're going to just talk about just the usual stuff, what's happening in the cyberspace and the crypto space. And you got a Scarf's got one that he'll talk about, which is it makes you wonder. A lot of the stuff is still happening. That's happening. That was happening last year. It's still happening. So it is. This stuff does happen. It's still happening right now. Behind, it's out there. It's just if you're amongst it, you obviously know about it. And I'll probably just talk about a few other projects that that are sort of popping off, and we'll see what happens in the next several months, because Bitcoin is actually down at 27,558, and not long ago it was up actually 23rd of April, which is basically a month ago. It was hang on. No, my bad. About 7 days ago, 13 days, about 2 weeks ago, Bitcoin was about 30, it hit over 30 grand. So, it's taken pretty much from the Wednesday, the 19th of April, it's been declining down when it hit that 30 mark, and now it's 27. So, it's 3 grand less. That's the way I look at it. It's going to go up and down as normal, but that's crypto. So, you just got to figure out what's your situation and how much you want to accumulate, pretty much. So that's been that's just a little wrap up there on Bitcoin without getting too in depth. But it's been really hot here. And I was just talking to Garth off camera, and it's been an averaging 40 degrees here. And they had the hottest day in Bangkok at 54 degrees Celsius. I don't know how much that is in Fahrenheit, but it's a shitload. So that's very, very hot. And it's been like that all week. So it's been, just been indoors and stuff. What about yourself, Garth? How's your week been?
Well, it hasn't been 40 degrees. It hasn't really been hot. It's actually windy right now. So, yeah, windy in Brisbane. We've had last 2 days overcast, windy as hell, and I don't know, there's some cyclone possibly that's causing it. Not sure. But yeah, we've always got some weather event. I was talking about this reminded me then of just remember how I occasionally mention our economy, what's going on with. Well, I saw an article today about the inflation, and they were talking about fresh food at the grocery stores, right? Apparently, in the last year, it's doubled in price. That was what the data's come out. Yeah. So your normal fresh produce that you get, like vegetables and all that sort of thing. I don't know exactly what they covered in it, but it was an article, and it was covered by Mainstream, and I know it. You only have to go down to Woolies or Coles, big 2 chains here in Australia, and the price you pay for stuff is definitely double or more than what you paid a year ago. So it has gone up crazy. And and weather affects that, but obviously there's a lot of other things going on as well. So yeah, that was all. There's a lot of diversions going on in the I suppose the media and stuff like that. There's a lot of politics and stuff as per normal. Haven't heard much about what's going on with. I think last week we mentioned about the whole China thing, and Russia, and wars and stuff like that. We did talk about that, but I haven't really heard too much this week about that. I've sort of been focused on. Well, actually, this week I've actually been doing a fair bit with NFTs. Now, interesting, they're not new. We've been doing NFTs for some time, but I've been looking at some different uses for NFTs over the last week or two on the development side. And who knows, it might turn out that something that we can, might be a project that, I don't know, it's in the early stages, but it might be a project for 100x crypto or something for all of our members. Not sure. But yeah, just exploring the possibilities there with NFTs. And it's not really a scammy type thing. I mean, look, the normal NFTs where they sell junk NFTs, you buy them, the creator gets all the money for them, and they're worthless, right? But I'm talking about something a little bit different than that. So yeah, exploring those options. And then there was a couple of projects that just blew up in the last 5 days. And I actually thought, right, that maybe we were at the end of like a bull market, like it was like end of a bull run. Like, when you see these crazy, unbelievable pumps and you see it on multiple coins, you're like, oh, we're at the top of the market again. Because remember, like back in 2017, we saw wild prices, and projects go up. And it was kind of like that, but it wasn't for the whole market. It was just for a few projects. So people out there really want to get behind some projects and throw some money at it. And they're just waiting for the right ones. And there was a couple this week, and I'll talk about that shortly, about one of them. So, yeah, it was interesting.
Yeah, going back to what you said about the chicken, the food prices.
Yeah.
So here in Coles, it's $11 fillet, $11 a kilo. This is like 1.4 kilo for fillet, chicken fillet, right?
Yeah.
This is your approved chicken RSPCA, whatever that means.
Yep.
Just another way to tack on some more cash. But so I just want to give you an idea. In Thailand, there's things that are really expensive, and they are milk. No, I wouldn't say milk so much, but beef and dairy products. Cheese is very expensive. It's about the same price as we pay in Australia. And, in comparison, it shouldn't be that, but it is. And then beef. Beef is more expensive in here than Australia because we don't have a beef industry. But there's certain things that are really cheap, and that's chicken and that's pork. And here in Thailand, we're paying about 100 and... Oh, it depends on what you get, but the chicken fillet you can get for about a bit less than 100 baht, which is about $3 a kilo, compared to Australia is $11 a kilo. So that just goes to show you some things are cheap and some things are just really expensive. But it's I remember.
But all the standard things, like just all your staples, and yeah, it's just gone up so much, and
that's where everyone put. Sorry, that's where they jack it, because they know everyone's going to have bread, milk.
Yeah, bread, meat, milk.
They're stingy on that.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, even though they put prices up, the farmers aren't necessarily getting it. You know what I mean? No. They gouge it because they've got monopolies. They pay them the minimum. I've heard they pay like 30 cents for milk or 40 cents for milk per litre, and yet they sell it for like $5 a litre type thing. Like, it's insane. Milk, I think we're getting the lactose one, right? Lactose-free milk right now. We switched over from normal milk, and the lactose one is $5.50, and at Coles and Woolies it's $6 per litre. No, per two litres. So, and normal milk, I think, is you can get 3 litres for, I think, $4. It used to be like $2 or something like that, but it's like milk has doubled in price, and cheese has gone through the roof as well. So yeah, it's just a lot of products that have gone up. Fuel prices currently still around $1.80, $1.90, $2. Kind of, it ranges 20-30 cents every service station, but I did see high of $2.20. But I expect fuel prices to be going up soon because of what's happening with Russia, and to do with the oil, and I heard that they were restricting the flow. Like they control it because they've got a cartel. It's like an open cartel. It cracks me up. They just admit that that's the way it is, and they control the price of oil. So I believe they're reducing the number of barrels, and America's they've got a certain reserve of oil, and they're getting very low on their reserves. So I wouldn't be surprised if their prices go up, our prices go up, and those other countries, that align themselves with China and Russia, they're going to have probably better pricing than we will, I'd imagine. So yeah, it's going to be interesting future.
The West is banning anything from Russia, so the Russian oil you can't buy. But all the BRICS, countries, India is one of the ones that's probably benefiting the most because they're buying all their oil cheap, because they know that pretty much all the stuff that keeps Russia afloat is because it's such a big, massive bit of land that it's got so many natural resources that's kind of what's keeping him afloat. She's got a shitload of oil, so he just sells it cheap to fund the war. But what I found was a lot of these countries. I don't know what this is true or not, but what they're doing is, this is actually true. They're buying, all the BRICS countries are buying up gold in massive quantities, but still not as big as United States. But United States got one of the biggest, if not the biggest. Russia's got a bit, China's got a bit, but not compared to China. United States, they got massive amount. So apparently they're trying to buy all the gold now because they know that you can't screw with that inflation. So it's a hedge against inflation. So they're just buying all the gold. So yeah, that's probably a good thing. That's a thing, guys. If you don't, you're still not that. You don't want to put everything in a Bitcoin. Just get your fair and just pump it into gold, and buy gold. The only problem with gold is you got to trust someone to hold it, or you got to hold it yourself, and you better be armed. So, there's a lot of shit happening that we don't know.
Well, just to reiterate what you said about who's buying the gold, Russia, Turkey, India, China are the largest gold buyers from 2017 to 2022. And right now, US, Germany, Italy, France, Russia, China, Switzerland, Japan, India, Netherlands hold the highest gold reserves in tons. So yeah, it's interesting. But Russia, Turkey, India, and China. I mean, notice how they're just buying up all that gold. And the other day, I think I heard $100 million worth of gold got stolen in Canada, if I remember right. Did you see that?
No.
Yeah, it was reported. It was a
how do they steal that much? How do they do that?
I don't know. It didn't go too far.
Did they capture them?
Have a look. I don't think so. Recently, Toronto International Airport. It was unclear. They say that it was 14.8 million, but someone said it was more than that. It was in a cargo facility at the airport. So yeah, the first time I saw it was 100 million, but now they're reporting only 15 million or 15 million USD. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm looking.
It could have been more. Now. Yeah, so
1.63 tons.
104
million. How the hell did you get away with that? Where do you take it?
This is, this is what happens. Someone finds, there's gold in that container. Let's take the container. I mean, look at that. Like, they wanted to do that transfer and they've lost all their gold, physical gold. And this is, another reason why Bitcoin works, because you don't need to, put it in a container and ship it somewhere. However, other than Bitcoin, gold is kind of like, they know money's worthless because they just print so much of it, and gold is like a real thing that can actually, do something in the real world. It can be consumed or it can be used. So it's quite interesting. Yeah. So yeah, if you want to get into gold, for sure. I haven't looked at the gold price, but I suspect that it's been doing really well lately as well. So
something that I've been involved in. I've spoken about it before. I didn't really take much notice. I mean, I did do it, but I told you guys about it. But I haven't really, looked at it that hard because I I did a bit of research on it, and but it's starting to come back. Is
Yeah, well, gold, it's actually $1,982 currently. And the last peak that it went to that price was in beginning March 2022, so last year. And then previous peak was August 2020, a couple of years ago. So it's actually up near its all-time highs. So it's really close to all-time highs. I think all-time high was, I don't know, 2075 or something like that. So yeah, it is quite high, and that's because they're printing all that money.
Yeah, absolutely. See, people are getting nervous. They just go into gold. Zen crypto, it's gone up. It did have a peak here. It's up to 5.58%, but in the last, well, if you zoom it out a little tad, this is interesting because this has happened over the last sort of 2 months. It's gradually gone up. I don't know if that's got to do with the NFTs or because I haven't followed it like some people follow it religiously. I've just been sort of popping in every now and again. But I've still got probably about 500 million Zen that I won't be able to pull it all out until probably the end of the year. But yeah, but if we look at the max, it's still not, it's just got this little bump here. And that's basically where we're at the moment. But obviously, when we first started, it's took the dive here, gone back up, and then. So I don't really know what's going to happen with this project, but there's a lot of talk about it, and broke resistance there, and there's still a lot of chatter. People that do believe in it, so just keep an eye on this one. I don't know if I'd free mint it because there's heaps of applications that are out there for calculators and stuff, and I don't know if you'd free mint it, but whether it'd be worth it. But you really got to hold on to this for at least a couple of years to see anything. So if you want to spend the Ethereum, if you want to spend the gas to generate it, you can still mint it, and then but you'd have to put at least 600 days to make it worth it. You get a shit ton of Zen at the end of at the end of 2 years, but you never know. So it's interesting. So we'll see if this does a 10x. I'll be happy because I've probably got 500 million at the moment. So it's not a lot compared to what some people have got. Rather about 4,000. That's if it keeps on going up and I can get it out at the end of the year. So we'll see. So yeah, and another one too as well that you mentioned, Radix. That's gone up. That's done really well. Last couple of days.
Yeah, we've talked about that multiple times. Yeah, probably, who knows, maybe 3 months, 6 months ago, we've been talking about Radix on and off.
Yeah. So I'm still staking really Radix. So that's a good one. Radix is a good one because it's decentralized. And so we've already, we've talked about this before, but it's good to see that it's coming back.
And then it's mainly because they're development. They're doing a lot of development, and they've just recently released their latest version. So, like, they haven't even got to their main net yet properly. Like, they're just building up through the different levels, and they're still got a little bit to the roadmap. I think till next year. So there's still, even though it has climbed a lot. I mean, it was nearly in 100 position, and now, and what position is it here? Just scroll up. We'll have a look what position it is out of the top 100. Just scroll up. Yeah. Well, with 50. Yeah. So it's like, the rank is coming down. You know what I mean? Like it's doing really well. And I really think it could be in the top 10 with Radix because it hasn't, even though this looks like a bit of a pump there, that's nothing compared to what it could be. Because if it actually can do what like Ethereum can do and better, it really is a game changer because of the developers. So it's got a long way to go. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, so quite a bit of supply out, which is good. So that's Radix. So keep an eye on that one. I'll have to check my stats on the Radix and see how much it's making. But yeah, you can go and stake this. This is 100% decentralized too. Another one that's doing well. It's gone up and down, but I'm still staking this one because, again, this one is decentralized. So this is, I've spoken about this one before in my videos and Discord about it. And it's good to see it's up. It's up 80.9% today, but if we go out, say 3 month chart, it's gone up quite a bit. I mean, not massively, but it's gone up, which is good. 3 cents went up to like 5 cents. So this project will take a long time. Like this is probably on the same thing as Radix. The time frame here, we're talking a couple of years, but but potentially massive gains. So still staking this one and probably just keep on. It'll just keep on staking until I just go back at every sort of few months and then just kind of roll it over. The staking rewards just roll it back over into the staking to get more. So that's Casper. Again, you can go back through the Discord and just search for it, and there's videos. I've done videos on both of them, Casper and Radix. So these are decentralized networks that could, do really well. I think they will do really well in the next bull run, and they will. I think they'll both do well as in terms of ROI. They'll supersede Bitcoin and Ethereum as in the ROI because they're just smaller networks. So that's where we're talking about your lower cap projects will do really well in the next bull run because of their size and where they are in the technology chart. So they're kind of like, you could probably do 10, 15, 20x in them if they go well. So that's where you go in these lower cap projects instead of Bitcoin. But then obviously you would sell out of those and then just put it to something safer like Bitcoin long term. So you use the smaller caps to, I guess couldn't really call it cash flow, but it's kind of like, they generate you the higher returns, a bit more higher risk, and then flip them into Bitcoin, which is more long term. Now, I think you told us about a project that you posted into Discord that you wanted to talk
about. I'll just bring it up on the screen now. So if you've been active in the Discord group, you would have seen it by now. But for you guys that haven't, I will just share it now. So this one here was called Pepe Meme Coin. And it went up 37% today. But that's nothing. So we'll have a look at the website just for fun. So I think it was, not sure what day I announced that one. Where did I put it in? It would have been under ETH chat, I think. Yeah, there we go. It was at 3 days ago. 3 days, no. 20th. Yeah. There you go. So 3 days ago, talked about this one. So keep that in mind. Anyway, it's basically a meme coin. Right, we've seen plenty of meme coins. But what happened, most of the meme coins, they get, there's basically they're scams straight out of the gate. They get rugged. This one, I think that they want to take this a bit further because what they've done is they basically held 7% of all the tokens, right? Now, you can basically rug with 7% of all the tokens. But what they did, there was no like team tokens or anything like that. They literally took 6.9% of the supply, multi-sig wallet, and it's designed to go for centralized exchange listings, bridges, and liquidity pools. And they actually give the wallet that you can track it through the wallet. Now, and there's no taxes on it either. And what happened by doing that and putting all of that in the liquidity pool, and the fact that then they renounced the contract as well, right? And the idea is just to get it trending, get influencers involved, then get it out onto exchanges and go from there, right? And it literally is a meme coin with no intrinsic value or expectation of financial return. This is no formal team or roadmap. The coin is completely useless and for entertainment purposes, right? So, they got their disclaimer there. And then if we jump in Discord, this one I did on Twitter, this was the thing that I saw a couple of days ago. And someone found that this guy put $27 into Pepe and has now made about $1 million out of that. And that was a transaction. And I think if I click on it, so literally 4 days, they made, I think it was, I can just barely read it there, $731,000. So they bought it for 27 and sold it for $731,000. And that's because essentially what happened was they got in at the right time, and people to continue buying, and no one was actually selling it. I suppose that was the thing. And you would think that this would have dumped with that, but there was so much buying volume that this sale had no impact on it. You can actually see it in the volume. The trading volume is $57 million today. So, you could easily sell $1 million, or more in trades because there's enough volume. And also the main one's been Uniswap, but they're getting onto Huobi, Gate, MEXC, and they're doing more listings as they go. So it'd be interesting if they don't rug. The people that got in, a couple of days later would be all right. But this is the chart. If you have a look at the max, basically it started out pretty low price, and I think I have to have a look at it's got 5 days ago. It's saying it's only done 487%, but I'm not sure how accurate that is, because I think it's closer to 10,000x or something like that. It was something stupid, but so it's actually went 38% up today. So if I don't know, if you have a look at that chart, I don't think it's over yet, because a lot of people still haven't found out about it. So it's interesting. I'm not saying get into it, but it could turn out to be another Shiba. Who knows? And what's interesting is all the total circulating supply is already out there. But I would probably check it out on, maybe I think, have a look at it. I'm not really into meme coins, obviously you're not going to become a millionaire if you just jump into it now with everyone else. But sometimes these coins come up and they come across your radar. So, but sometimes you get lucky in the right spot, and if you were, good on you. But you can actually come to Gecko Terminal, which is really good, because you can see how they got the liquidity in here, 3.3 million. And we scroll down, and you can click on this section here, and it will tell you, all the different features, and it gives you a green thumbs up to say that it's all safe. So it does say that they can do blacklisting. Says I think Andy Whale. So there's something about Andy Whale that does have, but everything is nearly 40,000 token holders, and the owner percentage is 0. So you can check that. Check that there. But it'd be interesting to see exactly what happens. But if they keep rolling out new exchanges and using their coins for the exchanges, then this will continue. However, if they turn around and sell their remaining tokens and dump it in the market, and take the liquidity out of the market, then that will just be like a rug pull. So I don't know if that'll happen though.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the volume and the stats on it. It's like, there's people buying it, like constantly buying it every 5-10 seconds. So probably traders, but I mean, man, it's crazy. But I mean, it just goes to show you that these coins, they're with the right community. I mean, I look at this as like, I don't know how toxic the community is. I mean, these meme coins, they start off well. They start off well, and they kind of just start to fester in their own sort of. They turn into morph into something. And we saw this with SafeMoon. We saw this with there's been so many I can't remember, but the cult ones, Hex. There's these ones that are really cultish. I don't know if this is the same, but it just goes to show you people are still investing in these meme coins, shit coins, meme coins, whatever you want to call it. And yeah, good on those people that made that money. But I don't know where it'll go, but yeah, hopefully it'll do well. But I mean, it's kind of like a lottery, because if you can get into pick it right, you can. Like this guy made $1 million, but if you most of them don't go that way. So yeah, good on that dude, man. He just made it like $1 million in what short period of time.
4 days. Yeah.
4 days. Holy crap, that's crazy.
They've had their Twitter account banned like why or what the reason is yet, but they literally they've had to change their Twitter account 3 times because it's been banned, which is just hilarious. So I don't know exactly why it's being banned, whether someone's reporting them or something like that. But what's interesting is they actually then create a new one and come straight back. But they don't actually have a Discord. I went to their main page and tried going in the Discord, even though they had a link for it, and there was nothing. And I have went in their Telegram group to see what's going on there, because it'd be just like every other Telegram group. They'll just have all those, pump it. That's what it'd be. Just buy. So you haven't bothered about that, but yeah, it's interesting. But people are just waiting to jump onto something that wants to go. So that's a good sign. It's not like you just don't see that behavior when there's no money in the market at all. Because if this coin came out and nothing happened at all, then you'd be thinking, okay, we're definitely in a bear market. But I still don't think we're in a bear market now, and I don't think we're going back to one. So I think it's just the beginning, really.
Yeah, there's still a lot of money. I've seen this meme thing for a long, like it's been around for many years. So it's kind of like written on the back of that, being like a toad or whatever it is you want to call it.
Yeah, I think it's a frog.
Yeah. So it's well, the one thing about it is the supply is all out. That's one thing that's probably got in its favor, is there's no more, apart from the people that hold the most coins, which is probably the devs. There's nothing else. People just fighting over what's out there. So interesting. Really, I don't know if I'd ape into it, but it's like the only time I'd buy this is if this dumped and it went to like, back to where that 27 dude bought it. Then I'd probably go, okay, I'll drop $30 into it, because if it goes back up, that's the only time I'd probably buy into it. But there's been many of coins that are dumped and then they've never come back. So what do you do? So look, there's opportunities out there, guys. It's just how much time do you want to spend on this stuff, really, to be honest? And it's a bit of a head turner, because it really will frustrate you. But if you get it the right one,
that's exactly right.
I mean,
I have seen. Sorry to interrupt. I was just having a look at I'll show you this on the screen while I'm here. While we're talking about it. I mean, while it sounds great, right? You would have went through 1,000 of these that would have rugged before you got this one. That's the problem. So if we jump in to here on the contract, you can see, so there's the main wallet. This is a deployer wallet, and we're at 6.3%. So remember they had 7%, roughly 6.9. Now it's worth 8.7 million, but they can't, sell. It might be valued at that, But remember, the liquidity is only 3.32 million. So, even though like there's only 3.32 million in the pool, so they can't magically take out 8 million. They can't cash out, right? Now the other ones, you've got the MEXC exchange, 3.6%. So they have actually been using their tokens to give to the exchanges, because the exchanges need the tokens for the trading to happen. So it depends on whether they actually use more of their coins. Now the fact is that they can't cash out anyway, right? Because they've got such, and so it makes sense to continue to go and do what they say and launch on more exchanges, because the more exchanges, it introduces it to more people people trade it, goes up. But you can have a look at so this one here is 1.3%. I would say that is a like a whale of some sort, because they got .eth on their address. And then you scroll down, you can see Uniswap V3. So that's probably going to be the pool, $964,000 in it, in that one. So yeah, and you can see it. All these other addresses here, have got 0.5 sort of percent. OKX. So obviously that exchange looks like they're going to be into it, and there's a lot of individuals here. You can see their wallets. So let's say we take this wallet here, I'll copy that address. And then we'll go to Nansen portfolio. We'll have a look at that. And then we'll just drop that address in. We'll see what we get. So you guys can do this. There's plenty of accounts like this where you can do this, where you can just put in somebody's basically in their wallet and see what they've got. So this here, they hold 99% of Pepe. It's worth $1.8 million. So that but what's interesting, you can see what other ones they got. So there's that balance, 1.8 million. And they also got Blur, Whacked, Xeon, BNB, WTF. But yeah, it's interesting tracking these wallets, because obviously this guy would have got in early and is either an influencer or part, either to do with the dev team or something very close to it. So this is another way you can do. So if you see some of these projects and you have a look at the contract, you can see the biggest holders. You can come in here and have a look and see what other tokens they get, or you can actually track their wallet and be notified when when they actually get a new transactions into their wallet. So you can basically find out what's going on. It's a good way of doing it. So yeah, I just thought to show you that. But yeah, 1.8 million. But obviously he can't cash out in big quantities. So that's why they want to pump the price even further so they can cash out.
Yeah, well, that's it. If they get that liquidity up to 10 million or something, then, or even more, 20 million, that's when you can cash out. Wouldn't make a difference, really. Well, it would make a difference, but if they just bled it, who knows what these guys were thinking about. But so far, I mean, they've done some good moves because the price has gone up, and they're in some big, I wouldn't say massive exchanges, but big enough exchanges with tons of volume, and that's why that volume is what's driving this liquidity. So yeah, I mean, yeah, if you look at it, it's still decent, pretty good. Gate.io, Huobi, MEXC. So that's, yeah, they're only I would probably say Huobi's big, Gate.io. It needs to get onto bigger exchanges for it to pop off. But then again, I haven't tracked a lot of these exchanges since a lot of them now are just getting investigated by the SEC, and So
Yep.
what do you call it? There's a couple in the US that are real dodgy. So a lot of stuff is still happening in the crypto space. If you really get down and dirty and um, track all this stuff, obviously it takes time, but it's still happened. It's still happening. You look at the news, so you can go through. It's like how much time have you got? That's pretty much what it comes down to. I get a lot of news. What I do is I scan these news sites, um, and you can just basically find out what's happening really really fast. Um, a lot of these hacks, and then they have these updates. What I like seeing is these updates on these fraudsters and how the FBI catch them or how they get caught. Yeah, like
Yep.
the last one was Do Kwon from Luna, so how they caught him, and so I just find it really funny that these people they think that they can orchestrate like a shady scam and make it look legit. Oh, they had nothing to do with it, and then they're on the run, and then they think that they can evade like the authorities, especially on something big
Yep.
like that. Like you're not, dude. Wake up. You're not going to get away with it. Doesn't matter how much money you've got. You're not going to live long. Probably in a jail cell. So, but what was interesting was that remember that thing that was in Discord with Celsius, the Celsius guy. He went to that conference.
Yep.
Which I thought was very strange. Him and his wife went to that Bitcoin. I think it was a Bitcoin conference, and had Bitboy in the background.
Hmm.
Yeah, I just found that really strange because he had no security or nothing, and I was just like, if I was a dude that was in Celsius that lost millions of dollars,
You
I'd
think
be like,
someone might even try and kill him or something?
tapping him on the back and going, mate, where's my money? Like
Yeah.
far out. So maybe not many Celsius
Maybe he hasn't
investors,
had a
but
scare yet. Maybe he hasn't
I
had a
don't know.
scare.
I just found that
But
fascinating.
it
That
may be like they don't think they're doing anything wrong. They're completely oblivious until they actually are confronted with someone that wants to kill them, and then they just think twice about what's going on.
because a
Yeah,
lot of these
I
people,
probably don't get it.
that were in that top 100. I remember looking at the top 100 for Celsius, and loads of people have been with him since day dot, and they held a couple 100,000 to millions in Celsius.
Mm.
Yeah, it's crazy. Um, so that's pretty much it. I don't know. I know we just keep on talking about the usual stuff, but the usual boring stuff is the stuff that's gonna get you at home base long run anyway. But you know, it's boring, so we won't talk about it because we say it every week, and so I don't need to mention it. And you guys know what that is. It's boring, So yeah, unless you got anything else, Garth, I've just been drinking my water because I've been struggling down here with the heat.
Yeah, for sure, dude. You got to keep drinking the water. And I can't. I know when it's hot, when it's like over 35, without aircon or something, you cannot function. Like it's impossible. I just lie on the floor. That's usually what I do. Got the aircon on and lie on the floor at 35, 36 degrees. That's what I do.
Yeah, my
Just
missus, she loves aircon. She has that.
yeah,
She has that on quite a bit. I mean, there's stuff that I could talk about, but I mean, I don't want to bore you with um, other stuff because the geopolitical stuff. It's heating up. Um, Elon Musk, he just said, "I've donated 100 million to Ukraine. How much have you donated?" Um, we turned down DoD money, by the way. So yeah, I mean, 100 million's still a lot of money, So that'll buy a few drones. But a lot of this, yeah, a lot of the stuff that I've been saying, it's probably you guys don't already want to hear about it, but yeah. Look, I just think that all this is kind of like what we're doing with crypto. Um, it's gonna all the stuff that's happening out there. It's gonna affect us indirectly, and pretty much it's kind of inked in daughters, T's crossed and I's dotted, that China is going to invade Taiwan by 2027. So that's going to have massive repercussions. I don't even know why they want to do that, but that's going to have massive repercussions economically on China, massively. And I think it's just a matter of time because, that World War, well, they're saying World War III is going to start. So that's going to happen. That's what he reckons anyway, indefinitely. So the problem is, although 90% of the chip manufacturing is still in Taiwan, the US have now built chip factories, or they're in the process of building them, because they gave some how many billions to build those chip factories, but they're probably at least 10 to 15 years behind the technology that is in Taiwan. So that's going to have a massive effect on everything in the whole world, because we need semiconductors, we need chips.
Yep.
So it's going to probably be a big fail in a lot of things, and I don't know how that's going to affect Bitcoin, but I think that it'll probably affect the US a lot, and US dollar with the BRICS and all this sort of stuff. So I would just, for yourself personally, I would just keep an eye on the geopolitical stuff, even though it's kind of like not exactly the stuff that you want to keep an eye on in politics. But there's a lot of stuff happening now geopolitically that could affect what we do with Bitcoin. If there's going to be another war, it's going to have massive ripple effects. So, just keep doing what you do and get your Bitcoin, tuck it away, and check out these little smaller projects. You want to check out Radix and Caspar. They're still doing well and climbing slowly. There's shitcoins or meme coins still around, like Pepe. If you want to get into those, knock yourself out. And just keep on watching the crypto chart, because there's a lot of stuff happening, and we're still at 1.2. So we're not in a bear market, like you said, Garth, because if we were, that would be like 700, 800, and it'd be going down. It's still at 1.2 trillion. So, Bitcoin, I remember Bitcoin was 69K. It was like 2.4 trillion. That's when, so basically another $1 trillion comes in. Just another $1 trillion worth of money to come back in the crypto space, right? Because we're at 1.2 now. 69K, we're at 2.4 something. So a bit over $1 trillion that'll come back in the crypto space. And that will mean that price of Bitcoin will go up because of Bitcoin dominance. So keep watching the overall market cap for crypto, because that's pretty much the no-brainer way of figuring out whether we're in a bull market or not, or we're in a bear market. Just look at the total market cap of cryptos, and if it's up, if it's over $1 trillion, we're good. If it gets to over $2 trillion, we're very good. So other than that, unless you want to chat on anything else, if you've got anything else to add, we might just call it a night, eh? Call it a quick one.
Yeah, no, that's a good. I just wanted to cover a couple of things like that. So no, I'm good. And that's it. I think we'll catch people in Discord, and we'll catch you guys next week.
Sounds good. All right, guys. Well, thanks for chiming in, and we'll see you in the Discord, and catch you guys next week. If you ever got any questions or anything, let us know, and then we can attack them next week. Okay, guys. Have a good week. Catch you
guys. Bye.